the Horror Show. I'm Marcia Parker, and here we are again at Scarefest 8. I'm standing here with Nicole Cushing. She is representing the Horror Association for the Writers Guild here today at Scarefest 8. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, the Horror Writers Association is an international association of horror writers, obviously. We have over 1,200 members in 6 continents. We were founded in the mid-'80s by folks like Dean Koontz and Joe Lansdale and some other folks. And we are basically a support network for horror writers, whether they be just starting out and not even published anything, or at the professional level where folks are making their living from their writing and everything in between. And we provide a mentoring program that pairs newer writers with more established writers. We have all kinds of support about the business of writing because it can be a difficult business, as any entertainment field will be, and we are basically there to help one another so you're not going into it alone.
And tell me about your book. You're sitting there holding it, Mr. Suicide. So what is that about?
You're too nice a girl for me to tell you about this book. What's a nice girl like you asking about a deranged book like this? But if you insist, then I will tell you about my book. Mr. Suicide is an extreme horror novel in the vein of Jack Ketchum and Poppy Z. Bright. You may like this. It's basically, imagine The Catcher in the Rye meets The Telltale Heart. And it's available. You can get it on Amazon. So it's great, and I'm so happy to share the booth today with all kinds of other great folks too who can tell you about their stuff.
Awesome, great. Let's start off with you.
Okay, my name is L. Andrew Cooper, and I'm also a member of the Horror Writers Association, of course, and I've published quite a few short stories and novels, and I'm basically a horror nut pretty much since I was a small child, so I kind of grew naturally. I came up through academe and studying horror.
Awesome.
And so I did a lot of film criticism and literary criticism, and I realized, wait a minute, what I really want to be doing is telling my own stories. And the Horror Writers Association was really helpful to me in getting to a point where I can do that. So the book I want to feature today is a book that I actually co-edited called Real Dark. It's all about, all the stories have something about the movies infecting the real world in some kind of hideous way.
Oh, I like that. It's kind of like cigarette burns, right?
It's a little bit like that, yeah. I mean, if I would love it if John Carpenter had been willing to contribute, but that didn't work out. But yeah, kind of along the lines of cigarette burns. And actually, there's a short story in here that sort of takes off on the idea of cigarette burns in the movies going in a different direction.
All right.
So that's a very good comparison. And the Horror Writers Association was actually critical for making this book happen because, of course, anytime you're putting together an anthology, you want to be able to cast a wide net to get the best possible authors. But the place I started was, of course, trying to get, we have all the A-list authors just about in the horror genre in our organization.
Yeah.
And so I started early trying to get the call for submissions out through the Horror Writers Association. So and of course it was blind, and we just looked for the best stories. But about half the authors or more here are either already active members in the association or people who are working to climb their way up in the association.
Awesome, that's great. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thanks for talking to us.
Awesome. Now let's go with you. What's going on with your book?
My name is Jeffrey Gerard, and I've been writing speculative fiction for about 10 years. Most of it's horror or dark literary. Started with short stories back in the day. Very recently gotten more into it and joining HWA, No Baloney, as part of it. I joined early on, but just recently, here are the 2 books I'm pushing, all right? We have Cain's Blood, which is about clone serial killers.
Okay, I'm a big serial killer fan,
well,
let me hear this pitch.
The evil government has been working on weapons of destruction, of minor destruction, and to do that, they've been cloning the world's most famous serial killers. So Dahmer and Bundy and Gacy and et cetera, et cetera. And
I like it.
They're all in their teens. They've been working on this project for about 20 years. They're all in their teens. Some of them are very good, some of them are very bad, and then nonsense ensues.
Right.
So that is it, and R.L. Stein liked it.
Oh, cool.
Who is going to be at the HWA convention in Las Vegas coming up.
Oh,
he
right.
liked it, and a bunch of other people, blah, blah, blah. And then here's the teen version, in which a 16-year-old kid, Project Cain, a 16-year-old boy discovers he's a clone of Jeffrey Dahmer.
What?
And most 16-year-olds asked to teach high school English. Most kids don't even know who that is. Even with the Katy Perry song, yeah, I know.
What?
Most kids...
What are we teaching in our schools?
Well, I'm teaching them about serial killers.
Good,
I'm doing my part for the youth of America. And anyhow, it was nominated for a Stoker Award, which is
awesome.
the big award thing that HWA does.
Congratulations.
Which is very cool, and that's it, and that's what we do. And
awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks.
And I didn't forget about you. I see you back here. Come on. Let's tell. What do you got here?
My name's Kenneth Whitfield, and I do some writing.
Mm-hmm.
I write a lot of comics. I have several books here, several comics, mostly short stories and comics.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. What I want to push today. Here we go. This is the latest one. This is Killer Queen. It's an anthology put out by Red Style Media.
Oh, cool.
And each story that are
look at that. Show that art.
8-page stories, and I'm gonna turn to mine naturally here.
Yeah.
And each one is based on a song by Queen. My story is.
What? No.
Right, yes.
Shut up. Shut the front door. Really?
And my story is Best Friends in here, and it's a dark
cool.
little tale. You're my best friend.
Oh.
And there's all different genres in here. It's not all horror, but
Right.
that's what I write.
Oh, that's.
And
I
I also
love
do
that.
I also do some prose writing. This is Steamy Screams, which is still available. Most of these are available on Amazon. Just Google me.
Okay.
Not Google me, but keyword Kenneth on Whitfield on Amazon, and you'll find them. Got some more. This is a prose. I got a story in this one that's based on the song "That's Entertainment," the old Judy Garland song. Each story in this book is based on a song too.
Oh,
and
that's
of course,
so cool.
put a dark little spin on "That's Entertainment."
Yeah.
So I do a lot of comics and a lot of short stories, a lot of anthologies. So
Oh, that's
far, I have
awesome.
not had a full novel. I'm shopping around some novellas now, working on it from that angle.
Well, do you do the artwork yourself, or do you?
Unfortunately, no. I have to find an artist. To
Yeah.
do it.
Well, graphic art is huge, right? Graphic
it
novel
is.
books are huge. I mean, why not just continue with your theme and make your novel into a graphic novel?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
just
And
do it.
A little bit of trivia, too, kind of off topic. But
Yeah.
My first sale was back in the late 70s to a magazine called The Horror Show.
No, really? That's awesome. That's so cool. What's the coincidence on that,
A
right?
little bit of synchronicity.
Yeah. What is your either favorite horror author or the person who brought you in, and why? Real quick.
It's a boring answer. It's Stephen King. I was not allowed to go see the movie The Shining as a kid, and so I brought my mom the paperback in the grocery store. I said, "Can I buy this book?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And then here we are, 40-some years later, or whatever. That's the start.
Yeah, on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Stephen King said the other night, get them while they're young, and now the people I got while they were young grew up to be critics, and so now I'm being accepted. He got me while I was young too. So yeah, King brought me in, but Nicole was just talking about Jack Ketchum. As far as sustaining me in my adult life, he's the master of scaring the crap out of me. So there we go.
I have the answer on my purse. Edgar Allan Poe, bitches.
I think we got a winner.
Yeah, there he is. So yeah, and I've been to the grave and everything. I grew up in Maryland, and so we took field trips to the Edgar Allan Poe house and to his grave. And I think if I was already morbid then, but the school made me even more morbid and maybe more twisted. So all those 8th grade English teachers who took me to Poe's house, you're the ones who are responsible for all the terrible things I write.
Woo, 8th grade teachers.
Awesome. All right, we saved the best for last.
Well,
what do
they
you got?
already took my answer. Stephen King, naturally. Salem's Lot, a 17-year-old boy reading it, had a date that night, totally forgot about my date, got so absorbed in the novel. So that says a lot right there. 17-year-old boy. Who brought me into comics was Alan Moore. So those are the two icons for me right there.
Awesome. So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and remember, stay scared. Woo! Yeah.